In 2002, the world was introduced to the first live-action Scooby Doo. As a kid, I loved watching Scooby Doo Where Are You on Cartoon Network, and when I finally saw a live-action movie from one of my favorite shows, I was excited. As a kid, I remember how perfect the cast of this movie was. Daphne, Velma, and Fred were all perfect in their roles. To me, it really felt like these cartoon characters had come to life. Scooby was all CGI, but as a kid, this didn't bother me. The CGI can be a bit wonky throughout the movie, but the character of Scooby Doo is just too much fun, and the voice actor did such a good job bringing Scooby Doo to life.
Is Fred in a bad mood? He's not in a bad mood, Scoob.
What I do remember, though, is how perfect Matthew Lillard was playing Shaggy. I don't think anyone could have played a better Shaggy. His voice, mannerisms, the look, everything about Shaggy was literally spot on. I couldn't have asked for a better version of Shaggy.
Like there's a ghost right behind me, isn't there?
In fact, he did so good that after the original voice actor of Shaggy retired, Matthew pretty much became the main voice actor for Shaggy regarding new cartoons, video games, any adaptations. He was the voice of Shaggy. He did that good. Now, the reason I'm big into movies and the reason why I want to be a filmmaker is because Quentin Tarantino made some really great movies that inspired me. I love the guy's work, but recently he made some comments.
I don't care for him. I don't care for Owen Wilson. I don't care for Matthew Lillard. I don't care for the...
Although I admire Quentin's work, I definitely disagree with his statement here. I really enjoyed Matthew in Scream. I loved him in 13 Ghosts. Pretty much anytime I see him in a movie, I enjoy his performance. But his portrayal of Shaggy will forever be like one of my favorite castings of all time. Like I absolutely love the voice, everything about the character that he did for Shaggy. Like he just is so perfect. And although I admire Quentin's work and he's the reason why I love movies to begin with, that's one statement that I definitely disagree on. In my opinion, Matthew's a great actor. The cast was the best part of this movie. They really brought these cartoon characters to life. Of course, rewatching it now, some of the CGI is wonky, like I said, but it's still a really fun time, especially if you already love the Scooby-Doo cartoons. Maybe if you're not really a fan of Scooby-Doo in general, you'll probably think this movie's dumb or silly, which I'm not saying this movie's a masterpiece or anything. It has its flaws with the overall tone, but either way, I still have fun with it. It's interesting how this started off as an adult comedy movie that was toned down to a family comedy by the studio, and the results to me were still funny because it still had that adult humor under the surface, and those hidden jokes.
I'm Mary Jane.
Like that is my favorite name.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
I don't know. I think the humor was just enough though that it was a little funny thing, but it wasn't too overt. You know what I mean? From what I hear, originally it was supposed to be a little bit too much. So I'm glad they toned it down, but I still find it enjoyable. And from the behind the scenes, the cast looked like they had a great time making the movie too. So critics didn't really like the movie when it first came out, but it was a big hit with kids and families. And this was at a time when the first Spider-Man movie came out with Tobey Maguire. That came out in May, and then a month later, Scooby Doo drops in theaters. It's crazy to think back that these two movies dropped right next to each other like that, but maybe it has to do with the fact that I love Scooby Doo as a character. I grew up watching the cartoons, and then as a kid, I grew up watching this movie. That might make me a little bit biased on why I love this movie and why it means so much to me, but I just think that the characters did a great job, and it really feels like a live-action Scooby-Doo movie. And like I said, even watching it to this day, I still actually enjoy watching it, even with all its silly moments that it has.
You're in trouble. Oh boy.
I'm not stopping till your fur's singed off.
Right.
For those of you who have watched this movie, do you agree? Is this a guilty pleasure or is this actually a fun movie to watch? And I feel like majority of people will agree that Matthew Lillard as Shaggy is one of the best casting decisions of all time. But if you don't, comment down below. I'd love to hear your opinion. Either way, let's talk about the movie.
Our friends have been kidnapped.